Hello, lovely listener, and welcome back to the Yoga with Carolynne private podcast. So, it's funny. I'm going to be really honest with you around my whole kind of battle inside of myself about being somebody who is organized and loves structure and loves for things to kind of fall in a certain place, in a certain order, because I really love the synchronicity of all of that and the beauty of a plan. But I also, at the same time, am someone who has been trying to create a lot more space to flow when creativity just kind of comes over me, or when my body is showing me signs of, no, you need to share this now, or you need to do this now, or no, you don't need to do this now, even if it logically doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So in this week's private podcast episode, I'm sharing with you a bit more around the emerge theme before we've even entered into the spring season, because I thought it might be helpful to shine a little bit of light on this theme before we enter into it. The way that typically I structure the seasons and the themes around the seasons is that the first class of the 10-week series is always the same theme as the name of the series. So class 1 of the Emerge Yoga series is going to be Emerge. That will be the first theme that we explore. So logically, sharing with you today's words would have made more sense for me to do it once the classes have begun and we're in the first week of April and I'm sharing with you about the Emerge theme. However, I feel very, very strongly about what we are going to be exploring together this spring season, that I really wanted to share it with you before you decide whether or not the Emerge series is a space that you would like to enter into, or if it's maybe not the energy that you're looking to explore this spring. So that is what we are exploring today in this week's episode. And as I'm recording this right now, I don't even know if I'm going to be writing out all of these words in the newsletter, because I think that it'll kind of sink into your body a little bit better if you just listen to my words today. I might have the transcript available in the newsletter, but I hope that you can just take a moment to maybe sit on the couch with a cup of tea and listen to these words, or maybe you actually do a lot better when your body is moving to take in podcast episodes. I know that I do, so I hope that you're able to do something that moves your body in a way that feels good. Maybe you're cleaning the house, or you're washing the dishes, or you're just getting some stuff done in the house and you're taking in these words. As always, there is so much to be learned from the wisdom found within the natural world. Within the process of putting together this spring schedule, I came across this story around the process of a butterfly emerging out of its cocoon. Though the lesson of this story is a meaningful one, to be honest, I'm not entirely resonating. Although it's impactful, I think there is a bit more nuance to the emerging process than we have been told to believe. But before I share these thoughts, the story I'm referring to goes a little something like this. It's called The Butterfly and the Cocoon. A woman found a cocoon of a butterfly. One day, a small opening appeared. The woman sat and watched the cocoon for several hours as the butterfly struggled to force its body through the little hole. Then it seemed to stop making progress. It appeared as if the butterfly had gotten as far as it could, and it could go no further. The woman decided to help the butterfly in its struggle. She took a pair of scissors and snipped off the remaining bit of the cocoon. The butterfly then emerged easily. but it had a swollen body and small, shriveled wings. She continued to watch the butterfly. She expected that at any moment the wings would dry out, enlarge and expand to be able to support the body. She knew in time the body would contract and the butterfly would be able to fly. But neither happened. In fact, the butterfly spent the rest of its life crawling around with the swollen body and shriveled wings. It never was able to fly. What that woman in her kindness and haste did not understand was the restricting cocoon and the struggle required for the butterfly to get through the tiny opening were nature's way of forcing fluid from the body of the butterfly into its wings so that it would be ready for flight once it achieved its freedom from the cocoon. Sometimes struggles are exactly what we need in our lives. If the universe allowed us to go through our lives without obstacles, it would cripple us. We would not be as strong as we could have been. We could never fly. Okay, so that's how the story ends. Let's explore this a little bit more. The moral of this story is one we have all heard before, almost to the point of exhaustion. The old sayings, struggle makes you stronger, no pain, no gain, challenges make you more resilient, have been told time and time again. Now, I don't necessarily believe these to be wrong, but I think this concept is a little less black and white than we've been made to believe. This belief has become so ingrained in society that it has become the loudest voice in the room. It's become a very black and white view of how to get anything done or how to be a functional member of this society. That you would work hard for your entire career, make sacrifices, and finally get to be happy in retirement. That you have to push through when getting anything done, even if your body is screaming for a break. That you can't ever give up, and if you give up, you're a failure. Some of the quotes around this belief go so far as to say that pain is your friend. Is it though? Yes, pain is necessary and part of the process of being a human, but is it your friend? What if I were to say that to you while you were in a yoga class and your knee was screaming in pain in pigeon pose, and I were to look at you and say, you must stay in this pose because pain is your friend? That doesn't quite feel right. What if there were a bit more gray to it all? What if there could be space for the both and? What if you don't always have to be paddling upstream? What if you could give up or change your mind or complete tasks without always having to struggle? What if you took a break when your body asked for it and came back to that task the next day? What if struggle was a sign to change course? What if the butterfly is also emulating that there is the need for rest, slowness, and taking time to figure out what the heck was happening to its body before just punching through? Yes, struggle, challenge, and bumps along the road are absolutely part of the growth process. We know that. I'm not saying that they're not. Yet, I believe there are so many more lessons to be explored along the journey of growth. This spring, you will be guided through practices and rituals that, yes, absolutely help you plant the seeds of your dreams, while also leaving room for struggle and ease, uncertainty and trust, pain and pleasure, challenge and balance, productivity and patience. My hope is that the Emerge Yoga series becomes your space to leave room for a lot more nuance than the classic suck it up and just shoot for your goals. We've outgrown that belief, darling. It's time for the wisdom of the earth, the moon, and your heart to walk alongside you on this path. In this space, you have room to emerge out of your cocoon at your own pace. So this is your official invitation to the Emerge Yoga series. You'll find all of the details for all 4 weekly classes found on my website, And registration is also still open for the Spring Equinox Circle happening on March 20th with Lisa Matthews, which I am still so incredibly excited for. Oh my goodness, I am like fangirling over the fact that I am going to be co-facilitating this with Lisa Matthews. So I really, really hope that you will join us to welcome in the spring season. So as I shared at the beginning of this episode, this felt like something that really needed to be shared now, today, before we enter into the Emerge Yoga series. Yet, as I've been recording this, and I've been kind of thinking as I'm recording a little bit, I'm realizing that I feel like there is still more that we can unpack here. So maybe let's consider today's episode part 1 of the Emerge theme. And let's explore part 2 as we enter into the Emerge Yoga series the first week of April. But until then, I hope that these words and this different take on the idea of emerging and reaching for your goals sparks something inside of you.